Hello friends, in this video lecture we will discuss about fertilization and implantation. So fertilization simply, as we know, this is fusion of haploid male gamete with haploid female gamete to form zygote. But before fertilization there will be a number of sequential events that occurs in both human male and female. So first there will be coitus, that is copulation or sexual intercourse. At the time of sexual intercourse, human male inserted their external genitalia, that is penis, inside the female external genitalia here, that is vagina. During this process, there will be release of semen, that is sperm plus seminal plasma inside female vagina. This process is known as insemination or ejaculation. Now, in this semen, if we discuss about the number of sperm, they are nearly 200 to 300 million in number. These sperms now start to move inside female reproductive tract. They reaches first here in cervix or cervical canal, then uterus, and after uterus they start to move to the respective site of fallopian tube. Here in this diagram, only one fallopian tube is indicated. At the same time, there will be also a number of changes in female reproductive system. Here in this ovary, at the time of menstrual cycle, as we earlier discussed, in the mid of menstrual cycle, that is 14th day, there will be release of secondary oocyte after rupturing of mature or Graafian follicle. So this mature or Graafian follicle ruptures to release secondary oocyte, that also known as immature ovum. So the earlier part of or anterior part of fallopian tube, this is fimbriae here. By fimbriae, this secondary oocyte is taken and passes towards this. This fimbriae as well as infundibulum is coated with simple columnar ciliated epithelium. So by this epithelium, there will be movement of egg. As we know, ovum, this is non-motile structure. So by the help of cilia, by the help of ciliated epithelium, this one is moving towards posterior part of fallopian tube. Now, at the same time here, there is also passing of sperm. When sperm passes through this female reproductive tract, there will be physiological maturation of sperm. This physiological maturation of sperm makes them capable to participate in fertilization. The process of physiological maturation of sperm is known as capacitation. So capacitation actually occurs two sites. First in epidermis of human male and second here in female reproductive system. Out of both, the most important capacitation or the majority part of capacitation completed here in female reproductive tract. Now from this side there is continuous movement of sperm by their flagella or tail, and by this side there is passes of secondary oocyte. Here in ampullary region, in old NCERT this is given, fertilization occurs or fusion of male and female gamete occurs here in ampullary ischemic junction. But now in new NCERT this is given, fertilization occurs in ampulla. So if both options are given, this will be the correct option. Otherwise ampullary ischemic is also correct. So here when sperm comes in contact with secondary oocyte, there will be a number of changes that occurs in secondary oocyte. As we earlier know, at the time of ovulation, secondary oocyte was arrested in metaphase 2 of meiosis II. So that meiosis II further proceeds here, continues here, and then after completion of meiosis II, there will be mature ovum plus second polar body. So this is a structure that releases out. This is secondary oocyte that releases out from Graafian follicles at the time of ovulation. Here, as we discussed earlier about the structure, this outermost covering is corona radiata, that is made by granulosa cells of ovarian follicle. Next to this portion is zona pellucida, that is a non-cellular proteinaceous layer, and next this is egg, that is matured egg with their plasma membrane. So when sperm comes in contact with this corona radiata, there will be some chemical conversions. That chemical conversion is known as fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction. What is fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction? So there is secretion of a chemical that is also glycoprotein from egg membrane. This is known as fertilizing, and by sperm there will be secretion of another glycoprotein, that is anti-fertilizing. When both sperm and ovum are compatible to each, means the chemicals secreted by them are comfortable to each, then there will be fertilization. Now what is comfortability or compatibility here? So if there is fusion in between sperm and ovum of two different species, they are not capable to fertilize. So fertilization will only occur in between sperm and ovum of same species. This is just like antigen antibody interaction, or there is same terminology in reproduction in flowering plant, pollen pistil interaction. If pollen grains are not related with the same species, then pollination is not possible. So when sperm and ovum both are compatible type, then there will be a number of chemical interaction in between sperm and ovum. First of all, by the head of sperm, there will be secretion of enzyme sperm lysine. As we earlier know from the structure of sperm, in the head of sperm there is acrosome, that is modified Golgi body, and is filled with hydrolytic enzyme. So by hydrolytic enzyme of acrosome, there will be breaking of corona radiata as well as zona pellucida, and now sperm releases their nuclei and proximal centriole inside the cytoplasm of egg. At this time there will be some very frequent changes, that is known as blockage reaction. What is blockage reaction? So blockage reaction is a number of chemical changes in egg membrane to stop polyspermy. So what is polyspermy? When multiple sperm comes in contact with ovum, or when multiple sperm participates in fertilization, this is polyspermy, and polyspermy is always lethal. It means this will cause death of egg. So this is lethal. So polyspermy will be inhibited by blockage method or blockage reaction. There are two blockage reaction. One is known as fast block, second is known as slow block. So what is fast block? When egg membrane comes in contact with plasma membrane of sperm, there will be disintegration of egg membrane and sperm nuclei introduced inside the egg cytoplasm along with proximal centriole. After that, within 1/10th of second, egg membrane will become impermeable for the entry of any other sperm. This is known as fast block reaction. After this, there will be a slow block reaction, and in that reaction the zona pellucida layer will become impermeable or hard. That will also stop the entry of another sperm. This occurs nearly 10 seconds after fast block reaction. So by these two interactions or reactions, there will be no polyspermy. Now there will be fusion of male and female gamete, and then completion of fertilization. After fertilization there will be zygote. So zygote is a unicellular structure, and this zygote undergoes a number of rapid multiple mitotic divisions. So after fertilization there will be rapid mitotic divisions in zygote, that is known as embryonic mitosis or cleavage. This is different from normal mitosis. How this is different from normal mitosis? So there will be a number of changes, like you can see here, this is zygote, that is a single cell structure. This splitted here into two celled. So number of cells increases but cell size decreases. Second difference, here DNA content increases because now there are two nuclei. Next, there will be constant amount of cytoplasm. This size and this size is same, so cytoplasm content is always also same. There will be frequent mitosis, so 2, then 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, such type of number of cells increases. Here every and each cell is known as blastomere, and this blastomere is still covered by zona pellucida. Later on, after fertilization, corona radiata disintegrated while zona pellucida continues, and after this there will be movement of this fertilized egg towards uterus. So during embryonic developmental events, there will be a number of stages that is given here: zygote, then morula, then blastula, then gastrula, followed by neurula. So as given here, morula is a solid ball-like structure that carrying 8 to 16 celled. Blastula, which is given here, is carrying nearly 128 celled stage. Gastrula, that is carrying 3 embryonic germ layers, and neurula, that is related with organogenesis. Later on we discuss about all these. So at the time of blastula stage, there will be rearrangement in blastomeres. Few of the blastomeres are getting condensed towards the center, while majority of the blastomeres, they are getting arranged on the peripheral side. So these peripherally arranged blastomere cells are known as trophoblast. Later on they will convert into placenta, while these centrally projected cells are known as inner cell mass, and they are future embryo. This inner cell mass is also known as embryoblast. So this structure is blastocyst, while this stage is blastula. At this blastula stage, this blastocyst is getting embedded inside the endometrium, that is the innermost layer of uterus, and then there will be proliferation of this endometrium layer, means there will be rapid multiplication of endometrial cells, and this will cause covering of whole this blastocyst. That process is known as implantation, and this implantation leads to pregnancy. So as we discussed, fertilization is fusion of male and female gamete to form diploid zygote. Before fertilization there will be events like copulation, which is given here coitus or sexual intercourse. This is insertion of semen inside female reproductive tract vagina. Semen we discuss is sum of sperm plus seminal plasma that is secreted by seminal vesicles, Cowper's gland and bulbourethral gland of male reproductive system. This process of insertion of semen in female reproductive tract is insemination or ejaculation. During this, sperm move towards the respective site of fallopian tube, and then there will be fertilization. But all copulations cannot successfully cause fertilization and pregnancies. Why? Because of synchronized fusion. What is synchronized fusion here? So if a sperm and ovum, they not reaches at the same time in fallopian tube ampullary region, then fertilization is not successful. When sperm passes through female reproductive tract, then they are getting matured. This is physiological maturation. This process is known as capacitation. This provides sperm capability to participate in fertilization. As we discussed earlier about fertilizing-anti-fertilizing interaction, fertilizing is a glycoprotein secreted by egg. Same, anti-fertilizing is another glycoprotein secreted by sperm. When they are compatible means when they are specific in nature. Again here specificity, it means if sperm and ovum both are related with same species, then they are compatible, and this reaction is known as compatibility or fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction. Now they both are capable to participate in fertilization. Usually only one sperm enters into ovum for fertilization. This process is known as monospermy. Why there is monospermy? Because egg membranes after entry of one sperm will become impermeable to stop polyspermy. What is polyspermy? So this is fertilization of a single egg by multiple sperm, and this will cause death of that ovum or egg. So this is lethal. Polyspermy can be avoided by blockage reaction. There are two types of blockage reaction, fast block and slow block reaction. First, about fast block. So fast block occurs when egg membrane and sperm membrane comes in contact with each other. After that, within 1/10 seconds after their coming in contact, egg membrane will become impermeable for entry of another sperm. Next, slow block. So this is hardening of vitelline membrane or zona pellucida that persist at the time of fertilization, and this will also become hard or impermeable for the entry of another sperm to prevent polyspermy within 10 seconds of fast block. So by these two, fast and slow block, there will be a stoppage of polyspermy. After fertilization, as we discussed, zygote formation takes place, and in zygote there will be a number of mitotic division. These embryonic mitosis known as cleavage, and this causes formation of a number of cells like 2, then 4, then 8, 16, 32, 64, 128 and so on. Here every and each cell is known as blastomere. So as we discuss, in cleavage or embryonic mitosis, there will be some changes from normal mitosis. What are the changes? So here in embryonic mitosis, there will be increase in DNA content, increase in cell number, but decrease in cell size, and cytoplasmic amount will still remain same. During embryonic development, we discussed there is a number of events that are related with various stages. So zygote, that is a single cell structure given here, converted into morula, that is 8 to 16 cell structure. This is solid ball like, that is given here. Every and each single cell is blastomere. After morula, the next is blastula, that is 128 cell stage. This is hollow sphere like with a cavity that is known as blastocele. So there will be rearrangement when morula converted into blastula. Majority of the blastomeres, they are getting arranged peripherally, while few of the blastomeres, they projected towards the center of this blastocyst. The whole structure is blastocyst, but the stage is blastula. So this is the difference in between blastocyst and blastula. This outermost covering of blastomeres is trophoblast. This trophoblast later on converted into placenta, while the projection towards center is inner cell mass. This inner cell mass is future embryo, and this cavity is blastocele. So these terms are a little bit confusing, like what is blastocyst? The complete structure is blastocyst, the cavity is blastocele, and the stage is blastula. Every and each individual cell is blastomere. This blastula later on converted into gastrula that can be differentiated by 3 germinal layers. These are also known as 3 primary embryonic layers. Here there will be huge number of cell, but this blastula is differentiated by these 3 layers. So outermost layer is ectoderm, middle layer is mesoderm, and innermost layer is endoderm. As we already know from animal kingdom, human beings are triploblastic in nature. So these are 3 embryonic layers. After gastrula, the next is neurula. In neurula stage, there will be organogenesis. That means development of organ, and this will continue till childbirth or parturition. So when there is formation of blastocyst in blastula stage, that reaches in uterine region, and 7th day after fertilization, that blastocyst in blastula stage is getting attached with innermost uterine wall, that is endometrium. This is implantation, and this implantation leads to pregnancy that can be identified by the secretion of HCG. This is human chorionic gonadotropic hormone that is secreted by this trophoblast earlier. Later on we discuss this trophoblast getting converted into placenta. So placenta also secretes the same HCG that can be identified in pregnancy test. At this time, when implantation occurs, this endometrium rapidly divide and provide a protective covering around blastocyst. Here blastocyst is getting fully embedded inside the endometrium.